أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات، قصة نجاح أتتنا إلى الدولة منذ عام 1993. Mr. Mubashshir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
We are so lucky to be here with you in your company. Our team said to you, welcome in our program.
Thank you so much for welcoming me and having me on your program.
And we would like to know about yourself. Who's Mr. Mubashshir when he came to this country at the first time and what he's doing at this moment?
Well, as first time I came to this country in 1993, in the month of May, as a young boy with a lot of dreams in his eyes and aspirations to do something in his life. Definitely it was not automatic. There were a lot of people who have supported me and who have actually been instrumental in getting me in this place of you can say the land of dreams or land of opportunities, of course. And maybe it was the blessing of my parents where I was in the right time, in the right place. So with my hard work or whatever hard work is needed, of course, from that point to this point, we have quite an amazing journey in this country.
A friend in Oman paper that you reach to Dubai. This is the first time you come here to this country. So what was the procedure for that moment, we can say?
You mean procedure, how I landed?
How you land to Dubai?
Oh, at that time it was Dubai was, again, when we were in India, we used to listen, when we were young in college or something, everybody had this thing, people going to Dubai and then coming back. So a lot of my friends or my neighbors were also working over here. So it was always the thing of me working in Dubai. Okay, eventually it was always there in my head that I would one day I would like to go and work in Dubai. Okay, in fact, I had at that time I also had I had passed my engineering, and at that time I had also given an interview to go to Saudi. Okay, but with my brother, we had attended an interview to go to Saudi also, but then we finally decided no, we don't want to, and we waited, and this opportunity somehow landed. My cousin over here, who's been here from a long time, okay, he's my brother and elder brother, and he helped me to come to Dubai. Yeah.
When we talk about 1993, it was desert, totally, we can say it. Dubai, it was so young. Dubai still started to prepare herself to grow.
Yeah.
It's easy to find a job that time or no?
It wasn't. To find a job, and especially when you are, I had just passed out and not very much experienced at that time. So I was very, very fresh. So my main goal was not the money part. It was to find a job and somehow be in this country. So when I left India, one thing was in my head: I'm not going to go back for this time. Means I had a 3 months visa at that time. So I was very persistent in looking for a job, getting something and staying in this country. And I had this opportunity again. The same cousin of mine whom I'm talking about, who was instrumental in getting me over here, also helped me in somehow using his influence and trying to get me an interview with these people in Jumal Masjid. And then after that it was all
in all the business or all the business life, the sales were enough to give you experience about everything, the products, what we are doing. So the sales position is so hard, but you have a message from the father. That's how to find yourself in sales. You keep it with you and it's work here. What is the message?
How we developed my sales, you mean my customers? Okay, first what I was being taught in my sales my career was how to make relationships. Okay, how to build relationships first and then you sell your product. So that has really helped me all these years, because till now also whatever customers I have, they're all more than my friends first, then they're my customers. So we have I have a very, very you can say customer team which is very loyal to me, in the sense, because we are more friends and then we are business people. So to the confidence, again, what they have, the trust they have in the product which I give to them, okay, and the service what I give to them. Of course, that has to follow. Only friendship doesn't follow. It's after that also, after you sell your product, how you give him the service is very important. So even the customers what I have, the new customers also if I have, it's the first time, it is the after sales service or whatever we provide, the after sales network. This is which you can say, that's how we keep the customers going or with us. They keep with us.
4 years were enough for you to start to think about your own business, right?
Yeah, it took me 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
So let's talk about mainly what is your job or what is your experience in this 11 years you was working here.
The first time I went to India was after 5 years. Okay, after I came here to UAE, the first time I got a chance, or in fact I got the opportunity to go, or I could save some money and go to India, was after 5 years. Okay, so in the first few years it was not the money, it was the experience, what I was having in the field, in the local data market or the electrical market. This is where I used to go and sell my stuff, in Sharjah, in Ajman. So that was the experience I gained. After that, I went to the next level where I joined another company. They were also like quite pioneers in the switchgear business, okay, quite old. And there I got the experience of actually the hands-on experience on how do you build those panels.
And finally, in 2004, during booming time, you take the decision that it's now the right time to start my own business.
Yes.
The name first. What you choose the name and why?
In fact, I had another name which was the first priority, and the second name was Reliable. So from the economic department they gave me this name, and then this, of course, the name went with our, the reliability went with our, the way of doing business. Yeah. So in starting this business, of course, again, my friends were very instrumental who have supported me. They have, in fact, they have their own business. They had their own businesses. The friends, and they joined hands with me, and somehow they supported me to start this stuff on my own.
You take the decision by yourself. It was a right time to open 2004. When we talk about that time, it was booming. The business is growing good.
Yeah.
You start with 2 employees only.
Correct.
2008, 2009 was so difficult for the companies. What Mr. MUBASSHIR happened to him that time?
Till 2009, we didn't have any problem. There was no looking back. It was still, 2008, yes, the market crashed. But for us, it was still, again, we had some customers who were still, with us. And of course, the revenues had dropped. The revenues had dropped in 2009-10. But then, again, my working style is very, very old school. So I didn't go into too much of expansion, because I could have done it in 2006. I had an opportunity 2007 to expand into a bigger place, but then I held myself. I was still looking at the market. When this thing crashed, it was good that I didn't take that decision of going into a bigger place, spending more money, picking up a lot of people inside my workshop. So I didn't get carried away.
Switchgear. When we talk about this part, we're talking about the board that we needed. It will handle everything. It needs many approval. It needs safety. It needs MEB certificate. So let's talk about how we get all these certificates.
The switchboards, number one is, that you have one main switchboard. I'm talking about the LV side, because we are onto the low voltage side. We're not on the high voltage or the medium voltage side. In the low voltage side, you will have one main switchboard which is inside the building. Then you have every floor will have one board, and every flat will have one board. Okay, so this is how the distribution happens. Now, the certification part. The certification part is basically you make the sample board over here. Okay, sample board as per the requirement, like what is the ampere rating you want to certify. Okay, you will make that board with the proper copper ratings, with proper supports, proper supports, the bus bar supports, which is very important to have this board tested. Then we send this board to a no, not a consultant, to a laboratory outside this country. We don't have a high voltage, the short circuit tests over here locally. Now we have something, but earlier at those stages we didn't have. So we used to send the boards over here. We build the board, we send it to Germany. Okay, we get it tested over there, and then we get a certificate for that, a type test certificate.
So warranty we need to get, and we need to also talking about after sales services, that we need to handle it always. How you handle the after sales service?
We have a special team for that. After sales in the sense it's more of technicians on the site. Okay, we don't need we need these technicians on the site. Normally once we hand over the project, or once we finish the project, the contractors, till they get out of the project, they would always need me, because there are some changes or anything to be, anything we need to modify after the power supply is released. Once they do the testing and commissioning, there are some changes, so we need to have our team ready for them to go and do it on the site, whatever changes are there on the site.
Raw materials, it's easy to find it in UAE, or we need to bring it from out of this country?
It's very easy to get it in UAE.
Very easy. So also in the business, when we talk about construction field, we will talk about the consultant and the main contractor that will be listed with them. Yes. How you prove yourself in the market with them?
See, consultants, yes, we are supposed to. We don't register ourselves with the main contractors. We work under the MEP contractors.
Okay.
So our customers, the MEP contractors, not the main contractors, and the consultants for that particular project, where we need to take approvals and all that. Now, the MEP contractor would introduce mainly to a consultant. This is how it goes. Some places, yes, if the consultant knows me, if I have worked with him on some project, he would know me, he would know my product. He would then suggest the subcontractor to come to me to buy the panels.
And after how many years your name starts shining in the country?
You can say everybody knew me when I started also. So for me to get that first business was very easy in 2004, because in fact when I left my earlier company, okay, the customers who came with me were my friends. So they also encouraged me to start off, and in fact some of them even challenged me, the first PO is going to be from my company. So that happened. So as I told you that when I started I was with 2 people, and by the end of the year I had around 15 people working in my workshop, mashallah.
The employee is important, and important also to build their knowledge, also to keep them up to date.
Yeah.
So how you choose them and how you treat them?
The employees who come to me, definitely I have, in the initial stages, they have come to me as just laymen over here. They didn't know much of stuff, okay, because sometimes you don't get actual technicians. Yes, I had a trained technician with me who was there with me from the beginning. And then whoever came in, it just, some electricians who have worked in the electrical field, so they've just come in. So the standards I make, that this is the particular standards we need to follow for our production. No compromises on any quality, okay. Do less work, but a good work, okay, which has to stay with our customers. So what my main focus is, that when you supply the board to the site, it has to be very easy for the technicians on the site who's working as a contractor, very easy for them to install. So give them enough space, give them a good workmanship, so they could easily terminate their cables. So looking at the board over here without the cabling, definitely you'll like it because it's empty. But when it goes over there, so it very much depends on how the cable terminations are done to the board. So that again gives the additional beauty to the board. So it's not only that, the workmanship is very important. So all this I have been training my guys, whoever is coming over here, that how you have to maintain this standard. So there is a particular standard. Now if I'm doing any kind of a temporary job or a permanent job, the standard remains the same. The components remain the same. The accessories that go inside remains the same. So there is no, there is never a differentiation between that. If I'll tell my guys, okay, this is temporary job, you can do anything you want to. No, for them everything is the same. So I have never kept that, the difference. So whatever I do temporary is the same, the permanent is the same.
After 2012, the idea of electricity, or the people start take care of electricity, and now the ampere is going down because the LED coming, the houses still start getting less energy.
Yeah.
So the totally change for everything in electricity. Also the panels change?
Yes. See, but again, nowadays what I see is, like, for example, Dubai Electricity has started accepting a lot of diversity. Earlier the diversity factor was very less. Like if you have 1000 kilowatt, you would be only allowed 10% diversity in a residential building. But now in all these years, now because of the LED lightings coming in, now they're allowing a diversity for maybe 60%. So definitely the number of panels reduce, the main panels. But then again, it's okay because the outgoings don't change, the number of floors don't change, the number of flats don't change. So those things are okay. But yes, the number of main panels have come down. Let's say, for example, if in a building, first initially it was designed for 4 transformers. Eventually, after this diversity factor came in as 0.60, it became 3 transformers. But maybe the ratings went up.
We keep working in Dubai, or we take a project out of Dubai?
Mostly my work is in Dubai, but we do work in the Northern Emirates also, like some of the projects we're trying to take in Ras Al Khaimah, in Ajman. We have done some projects, and even I have some customers based in Africa where I make and I supply to them over there, some contractors in Africa. So I do cater some panels to Africa. I used to do something for Saudi Arabia also. So I have some customers over here, some contractors who are doing work in Saudi Arabia, and they take panels from me and they send it over there and they install.
So you manufacture it and also installation?
No, I don't do installation.
Only manufacture?
No, manufacture. I manufacture, I supply to the site.
And your product in the market under which name? The product trademark, or we can see?
It's a Reliable Switchgear.
Same. And I see that's approved from Schneider and Siemens and all this partners.
Yes, we are dealing with a lot of brands. Okay, so it again depends on the project, the demand of the project. If specific brand is specified, we would use that. So right now I don't have, I do have, some kind of a partnership with one of the brands over here, but not as in like we would use, let's say, ABB or Schneider, or how the consultant is asking for, what is the requirement of the project. So we would change ourselves.
There is a question you asked me before the interview. Now I can answer for you this question. Why we choose?
Yeah.
We choose one of the best. EMARATI choose one of the best, or the top. And when we talk about one of the best, we need to mention His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the leader of Dubai. That he mentioned for us, it's hard to be number one, but the hardest is to stay on the same level.
Yeah.
And you are example that from 2004 until this moment, you keep on the same level. How we keep in the same level in our business life and never go and step back?
We had a lot of challenges, definitely in this journey, especially in Corona. Definitely in the 2 years we had the worst situation, how the market turned around, but alhamdulillah, we have not fallen back. Whatever challenges I face financially or during this time or whatever, I just made up my mind, I'm not going to fall back. Whatever it is, I'll keep my people, I will keep feeding them till I can, till the last moment. I've been doing this, and then see, automatically when you have this intention in your mind, the help comes from somewhere, from the divine. It does come to you, right? So there has been a support system which has been there behind me, which is, you can say in practical terms, it is something very spiritual, okay, which has been there with me, and it has helped me to keep this thing alive. Okay, so till now also, whatever challenges I am having, but there is always a solution. There is always a solution. So patience is the key. Patience is the key.
To be in the market or always to build a company or a name, it's always we need to talk about how's our personal life going. So our life is not only for the business, right?
Yeah.
How you schedule your time?
That's a difficult question. Okay, but I can only say one thing, that the family support is very important. Okay, in this time when I'm not able to spend too much of my time with my family, also they've been supportive. They have been supportive. My wife, my kids, even they have been like with me all the time. So it's been difficult for them also, yes, when I'm not around them and when I'm busy all the time. So, but they have kept it up.
So behind the businessman there is a woman.
There is, yes.
And what the businessman say for this woman?
Well, she's very patient. She's very patient. You can say sometimes, you are unreasonable, but she is not. She's not.
EMARATI always looking for a right advice from the right person for the newcomers, because Dubai open hand for everyone over the world.
Yeah.
So many newcomers coming to this country. So Mr. Mubashshir, what is the advice for any newcomer?
No shortcuts. No shortcuts in life. Patience is the key. Honesty, patience. Okay. What I see in the new generation, the Gen Z, what you see is the lack of patience. Okay. People want to become rich overnight, which is not the right thing. You might become rich overnight in this situation, in the the social media world or whatever. You can become rich, but that's not sustainable. Okay, that's not sustainable. At least if you are growing in a slower manner or whatever with the path which you've selected, if you fall back, you know how to get up. But what I see in this generation now is that it's quite, you can say, yes, there is a lot of money, very fast money, so people have really lost the sense of how you can keep it, So at least my suggestion or my advice is go slow.
Finally, this country, when we talk about UAE, we talk about the country which gives us opportunity, peace and safe country, the security that we have here, we cannot find it over the world. What you will say under your name and company for the leaders and government?
We thank the UAE government and the rulers, okay, for giving us this opportunity and being in this country and having a happy life over here.
And from our side, we will thank you so much for spending your time with our team, and welcome again our program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
في كل إمارة تروح تسندك عقل وروح، بر ومدن وجبال، حاجة ترد